am excited once again to be able to stand here and do what I do. It is an honor. I'm going to jump right into this because this is so rich. This is so rich. So the title of this message today is the 7 I Am Statements. And the question is this: which one are you living? Which one of these I am statements are you living? See, we learned from the book of Revelation, we discovered the 7 eyes that were symbolizing 7 spirits who roam the earth. We discovered how they are expressed through us, each one of these eyes and each one of these spirits. And we learned that those 7 expressions were wisdom, understanding, counsel, power, knowledge, and reverence, being in awe. Then we discovered how the lamp of the body is crucial in regards to those expressions. And these are not separate teachings. Even though we found them in different places in Scripture, they're not separate. They are one unified truth that are revealed through 3 different lenses. 7 powers operating from one supreme source. And now we move into the goal and the purpose of these discoveries. What was the goal in learning about those expressions through us? What was the goal of learning about the 7 eyes that roam the earth seeking something? What is the goal of all of that? Well, in the Gospel of John, we find the answer to that because Christ declares, I am. I am. And he says it 7 times. And again, not as these separate teachings about the I am, but as one unified truth expressed through 7 different powers. So each one of these I am statements is a power that he's showing you about himself. Now, before any of those statements were spoken through Christ, before he even spoke the I am statements, there was this. It was first spoken in Exodus 3:14. Can you turn that down a little bit? It seems like I'm pinging. We find it in the book of Exodus 3:14. And I found it interesting that God didn't mention something that we would have expected when Moses said, whom should I say sent me? That's what he asked. Whom should I say sent me? But what surprised me was, it wasn't a name, was it? He didn't give him a name. Don't tell him my name. There is no name for real for that one supreme essence. You can't name it. And the minute that you try to name it, you diminish it in yourself. Because you'll never diminish the creator of all life, of all essence, who lives and breathes and moves in every creation that it put forth in the earth. So there was no name. It was a declaration of being. And that's what he's saying to you. You don't have a name. You simply are what God created you to be. That's who you are. The names, the titles, all the statuses, all of that is stuff wrapped around and covering who you really are. And sometimes you're covered with so many different layers, you forget who you are. You forget your source. You forget it all because you got too many things wrapped around the I am that you are. And that's what he said. Tell them, I am that I am sent you. I am that I am sent you. So Christ said the same thing. Remember he said, Before Abraham was, I am. See, he was connecting himself to that state of being. Not a name, not a title, but an essence. Something that existed before form even came. See, you were before form. You were before you were placed in your mother's womb. Before that even, you were something wonderful. Pure. And so this is a frequency that all of us can tap into. This I am power. This I am frequency. We just have to raise our vibration up. Some people are operating on low vibrations. Fear, worry, anger, divisiveness. All of these things are lower vibrations. And you cannot successfully move through this world with divine awareness until you recognize the quality of spirit that you are transmitting. So understanding which frequency you carry, not somebody else, the frequency that you carry is not optional. If you say you are a sovereign being, if you say you are a sovereign soul, there's no option to this. You carry all of these powers, but one of them is first and forefront and in the center. So let's talk about these 7 I am powers. John 6:35. The first frequency is life. I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me would never go hungry. And whoever believes in me would never be thirsty. That's somebody in here. And somebody in here can say the same thing. Somebody out there can say the same thing. Life. This is the frequency of sustenance, nourishment. And it carries this life-giving force that keeps all things alive and all things growing. People carrying this frequency are sustainers. When people find themselves in a dark place and can't find their way, the I am of life can sustain them. Keep them afloat until they start feeling better. Keep them afloat until they start doing better, until they can see the truth about their situation. They feed others. If you are an I am of the bread of life, you feed others. You don't just feed them physically, but you feed them spiritually. That person's presence, the very presence of that person nourishes everything that's around them. People leave them feeling more alive than when they arrived in their presence. And this frequency recognizes those who are ready to become sustainers. Not just always receiving the life force, but sustaining and giving a part of yourself out. Feeding, nourishing, showing compassion. That's you. And then John 8:12. The second frequency is illumination. I am the light of the world. Can you say that? And believe it and mean it? I am the light of the world, and say it like you mean it. Say it like that's who you are. This is the frequency of a teacher, the illuminator, the one whose presence reveals what was hidden in darkness. See, this power, I am the light of the world, if you carry this, you don't just share information, you transmit it with clarity. You say it in a way where people can understand it. They make it simple enough that you say, yeah, now I see. That's the I am of illumination. I am the light of the world. Their presence lights the atmosphere around them. And their presence doesn't just simply inform you of things, but it transforms your perception of things. That's a difference. So the I of this frequency recognizes those who are stable enough to hold light without distortion. Are you able to do that? Are you the light of the world? Do you have that power within you? See, they are the fixed stars. They don't just flicker every now and then. Their flame is fixed. The light of the world, the frequency of illumination. The third one is in John 10:9. The third I am statement. This third frequency is excess. Excess. I am the door. I am the door. This is the power of the gateway keeper. The one who opens passage between the realms, between states of consciousness, between what was once closed and what can now be entered. I am the door. I am the threshold that you cross to go into new territories. Those who carry this frequency are threshold holders. You know what a threshold is? It's the space right before you enter or exit a door, right? That's where they stand. They are right there as a door. They create openings. Isn't that what doors do? They facilitate transition from one place to another, from one room to another, from one house to another. I am the door. They stand at the intersection between what was and what is coming. So the I of this frequency recognizes those whose own channels are open enough to hold space for others to pass through. Is your channel open? Because if you are a closed door, how can you allow anyone to enter? And I remember there was a verse that said when he was talking to the Pharisees or the Sadducees, and he said, you shut the door of the kingdom. You don't even go in yourselves. And not only do you not go in yourself, you don't allow anyone else to go in. See, that's not a door. That's not a door. Your channel has to be open. John 10:11. The fourth frequency is guidance. I am the good shepherd. This is the power of direction. This person directs, leads, and guides, of knowing the terrain. You know, if it's a rocky places, they know the terrain enough that wherever they're going, they can lead people with no danger. I am the good shepherd. I know the place where I'm going. And because I know the place that I'm going, I can lead you without danger. You move through complexity. You move through complex situations without losing your way. And those who carry this power, they move with an inner compass that rarely fails. They can be trusted. They are true. They are true. They're confident. They're dedicated. You can depend on them. They navigate systems. They navigate relationships and spiritual paths with unusual clarity and focus. They are focused people. And they recognize the path before it even becomes visible to others. So that means they're in the lead. They can see what's coming. So the power, the I of this frequency recognizes those who have learned to trust their own inner knowing completely and who have paid the price of that trust willingly. So they've made sacrifices to be a guiding light. You have to make sacrifices to be the good shepherd, because there are people that depend on you. There are people who need you, need your direction, need your guidance. So John 11:25, we're moving into The fifth frequency. Oh, this is a good one. Well, all of them are good. The fifth frequency is resurrection. I am the resurrection and the life. This is the frequency of transformation, of death and renewal, from death to life, with the capacity to enter what appears to be something finished and reveal that there's life still moving in there. When somebody say that's a hopeless situation, when somebody say that's dead, that frequency of resurrection say, no, I see something good in that. I see something good in that. It's not dead. I know how to bring it back to life. I know it looks like it's over. I know it looks like it's finished. I know it looks like it's dead. But I can bring it back to life. That's the resurrection. I am the resurrection. They step into what looks dead, whether it's relationship, communities, inner states, and something begins to move again because of their presence. The resurrection. They don't deny death. They move through it. They move through it, Mike. Thank you. See, he's speaking that. I am the resurrection. The I of this frequency recognizes those who have navigated their own death and renewal. I know that to be true in your personal life. The death and the renewal, they navigated it and they emerged knowing that nothing is ever truly dead. Even when you think it's dead. Even when you think you're dead inside. Resurrection I am says, there's life in there. There's a spark in there. And that made me think of that scripture in Ezekiel when it says, can these dry bones live? You think dry bones, they can't live? They can't grow skin again, but it did. That's the resurrection. The fifth frequency is resurrection. Moving on. John 14:6. The sixth frequency is truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. This is the frequency of alignment with what is real beneath the surface of what it looks like. See, this person can see beneath the surface. They can see things other people can't see. The truth is hidden sometimes. But this person knows how to dig deep and get that truth to the surface, don't they? This is the frequency of alignment with what is real beneath the surface. And those who carry this frequency cannot tolerate deception in themselves or in others. They cannot tolerate it. Because the opposite of truth is error, is a lie, is deception. It cannot tolerate that. It's not comfortable in a situation that it will not allow itself to be drowned in that environment. They are drawn to what is genuine. They are drawn to what is real. See? Their presence makes pretense uncomfortable. So if you're pretending to be something that you're not, and when you're in the presence of I am the way, truth, and life, you're going to feel uncomfortable in that person's presence. That's just a given because you emit that type of power wherever you go. So the I of this frequency recognizes those whose coherence is so complete that they have become transparent. They're not going to hide nothing from you. Nothing performed, nothing false. They just is what it is. Take me as I am, or you don't. But I cannot change for anyone. That is the frequency of truth. I am the way. This is the way I am. I am the truth. You either believe it or you don't. And I am the life. You either come and live or you die. But this is who I am. I love this. How many of you are recognizing your I am power?
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm feeling it in this place.
Yes.
I'm feeling it in this place this morning. And then the last one, last but not least, John 15:5.
What is that?
The seventh frequency is connection. I am the vine. You are the branches. This is the frequency of the living network, the flow through which life circulates, connecting all things back to their source.
Come on, back to the source.
See, sometimes you think you're one thing, but what did we say this morning?
Yes.
He chose you. He chose you.
Yeah.
He said, you are the vine.
Yeah.
So, whether we believe what he said about us, because some of us may say, wow, that seems like a lot, don't it? Only Christ could have that title or that kind of power. But he revealed to us today that we are all of those things. You are the vine. You are a living network. You are the flow through which life circulates. And those who carry this frequency understand that nothing lives in isolation. Nothing. So if you were a person that used to isolate yourself, it said this is a new frequency for you.
Wow.
There is no isolation. There is only connection.
She did. She was there.
Now I know that's true about some people.
Me too.
See what I'm saying? I didn't choose you. You didn't choose it. It chose you. They hold the connection of communities, families, and spiritual networks together. Their presence reminds others that they are not separate. They are not alone. They are not disconnected from the source that sustains them. The eye of this frequency recognizes those humble enough to remain connected. Not merely seeking connection, but living from it. Living from that space where they know and believe and understand that there is nothing in this universe that is disconnected from anything. We are all connected, from the smallest to the mightiest. We are all one in that. So, saints, this is the network of all of those 7 I am statements. This is the source. This is the I am expressed through each and every one of us. So what does this mean for us? What does this mean for us? What did we learn today about the 7 I ams? We learned that every person carries one of the I am frequencies as your primary expression. So you need to go and look at John, the Gospel of John, and find each and every one of them I am statements, and know that all of them reside in you. But there's going to be one that's going to jump out, and you're going to say, that's me. And I want you to carry that frequency. I want you to carry that spirit. And I told everybody this morning, we didn't choose this. It chose you. And many have spent years trying to be all 7. Trying to be everything to everyone. Trying to fix everyone's situation and everyone's problem because you thought that was a burden that you were supposed to carry in love. They say if you love me, you'll do this for me. If you love me, don't let people manipulate you by using that precious word love, because it means more to us than we even have words. We can't even express it. We can't really define it to be true. We really can't define it. You're trying to express every quality at once. So that's what we learned about this. If you're trying to do it all at once, you know what it does? It scatters you. It scatters your frequency. It scatters your mind. It fragments your presence. And it makes you, remember what we said, It makes you invisible to those 7 eyes. It makes you invisible to those 7 spirits that are roaming the earth, searching for your resonance, searching for your lamp, that one true light. It makes you invisible when you are scattered. So, saints, the invitation is this. Deep diggers, I want you to know the frequency that you carry. Get to know it. Claim it. Be it. Once you claim it, do it. Be it. Express it. Stop trying to be all 7.
Yes.
Focus your energy on your I am. Let your I am become your new dynamic power and your new dynamic stability. It's going to keep you stable. And when you do, when you stop scattering yourself, when you're going to and fro with no clear direction, and commit to what you actually are, you become visible to the 7 eyes, the 7 spirits that are roaming. The spirit that resonates with you from above recognizes you, and it will begin to move through you, and it will begin to amplify you. You think you powerful now? Wait till it comes in. It's going to expand you. It's going to amplify you because you're carrying something that is powerful. And what the Spirit does with power, it's like a fire. Fire is what? Expansive. And it grows, and it purifies, and it destroys everything that is not a part of what you should be doing or what you should be listening to or how you should be acting. That fire will destroy. It is also a destructive fire. So, deep diggers, this is what mastery looks like. This was the goal of all of those previous lessons we did on what those 7 spirit and eyes meant. This was the pinnacle. This was the coup de grace of what all those messages were about. To master your I am. Master it. That means you have to practice it. That means you have to do it. And it's not becoming everything. Keep that in mind. It's not becoming everything, but becoming fully what you are. Just hold your light steady. And I'm closing. Hold your light steady and watch what finds you. And we're going to say our mantra, deep diggers. I already am. I already know. I already see. And I already have. May God bless you all.